Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Peace Consumer YouTube channel. Contrary to the popular belief, expensive product seems like it does not always equals good quality product. In continuation of this discussion, let us hear the story told us by Warren about his experience with the company called Lazboy. Without further ado, enjoy the video, stay tuned for more, and we always welcome your comments and your opinions.
In December of 2015, I purchased the chair that you see over my shoulder, and it was their top-of-the-line recliner covered in their top-grade leather. The salespeople represented to me that this was the finest leather that Lazboy uses for its chairs. I love the chair itself. It's comfortable. It meets all of my expectations as far as comfort is concerned. The leather quality is horrible. It is cracked. Within the first 12 to 15 months, the leather on the arms cracked, the leather on the seat cracked and discolored. And about 2 months ago, the area directly behind my head on the cushion in the dead center not only disintegrated, but now there is a gaping hole which displays the interior stuffing of the cushion. And I have posted on my review on your site photographs of each of these particular problems. Now, I'm well familiar with leather. I've had saddles custom made for me by Pariani of Italy, Hermes of Paris. I know how to take care of good leather. I would wash the leather with a damp cloth. On 2 occasions when I initially purchased the chair, I used Wyman's Furniture leather conditioner, a very small amount. But after that, I did not. I just used plain water. I went to the local gallery of Lazboy, which is an independent franchise, I learned, and I explained the problem. The salespeople were very polite and very accommodating. Unfortunately, the manager there, in my opinion, was arrogant and abusive, and I will never, ever visit that store again. I did call the corporate headquarters of Lazboy, and I spoke with one of their customer service representatives, and I explained the problem. She suggested to me that certain people, human beings, have different pH levels in their sweat. And it could very well be that my sweat or skin reacted negatively with the arms and with the head cushion, causing the leather to crack, discolor, and in the cushion behind my head disintegrate. So in essence, what she was saying is that the chair would remain in good condition so long as I didn't sit in it. And to me, this is my extrapolation of what she suggested. Now, they are selling this chair for $2,000. I bought it on sale for an all-in cost, tax included, for just over $1,500. Now, in the past, 15 years ago, I owned 2 Lazboy recliners which were covered in leather. I had absolutely no problem with them whatsoever. There was no cracking, no discoloration. However, in conversations with the representative, she intimated to me that in recent years, the tanning procedures of their leather have changed due to a variety of circumstances. And it could be that's the reason that I've suffered the problems that I have encountered. As far as I'm concerned, this is a substandard product. People should be aware and very cautious when they deal with this company, because I believe their quality overall in terms of their coverings and upholstery has declined. And I would never again buy a leather chair from them.
Mr. Warren, let me ask you this. By chance, did Lazboy, when you purchased the chair, did they give you any warranty for their product?
Well, as I recall, in my recollections, this is purely recollection, I believe there was a 1-year warranty. And for another $300, you could purchase an extended warranty up to 3 years or so. However, before I retired many years ago, I was a lawyer for an insurance company. And I had learned that if an insurance company is willing to insure a product on an extended warranty basis, most likely you shouldn't need it. And as far as I'm concerned, when you're paying a price point over $1,000, here in this case on sale it was $1,515 total cost. You should get performance beyond a year when you're dealing with leather. Leather should last 20 to 25 years easily if it is properly cared for. And as I say, my previous experience with the Lazboy leather chair from 15, 20 years ago was that they lasted and there was no problem. Obviously, since that time, the quality, at least with this particular chair, the leather quality has declined to the point where I would caution no one, in my opinion, should purchase that chair with that leather covering because it just does not hold up.
Warren, let me ask you this question also. Did the people, any of the people who work for Lazboy, whether it be a customer service rep from the corporate headquarters or a manager or a sales clerk at the local branch that you went to, did any of these people, besides sympathy, offer you anything?
I even offered to purchase fabric if they had a high quality, durable fabric. I would purchase the fabric from them and seek out someone to recover that chair and then possibly buy a duplicate chair in the same fabric from Lazboy. They were not even able to accommodate me with that. They wanted to know if I wanted certain parts of the leather. They said maybe we can, at a reduced cost, replace the leather over the cushion. And I said, no, I don't want that because I don't trust this quality of leather and I don't want to go through these problems a second time. And ultimately, I decided that I would do one of two things after my final call with corporate customer service. I would either seek out a fabric purveyor, supplier, and maybe I'd have the thing recovered in what I would trust to be a good fabric. But then the more I began to think about it, the more irritated I became. Now, the most that the customer service rep at Lazboy offered was, well, maybe we can persuade the local franchisee to give you a minor discount on the purchase of a new chair. Not to fix the one I've got, but a minor discount on the purchase of a new chair. And right now they are selling that chair, because I priced it when I went over there 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, to talk about this one. It's on sale for, I think it was $2,000 and $1,999 is what they're selling it for. And the store manager, who, in my opinion, was rude when I explained my problem, insisted that this was top of the line leather and that I must have done something to the leather. It was my fault because I sat in the leather and unfortunately was subjected to the sweat that might happen in mid-Florida in deep summer, which to me is ridiculous. And the corporation has, in my opinion, the corporation has not stood behind their product. Now, I did read on your site that other franchisees have gone so far as to replace the entire product, warranty or no warranty, at their own cost in order to maintain a good customer relationship. And in fact, having read that on your site motivated me to go to the local franchisee to see what would happen. And I got nothing. I got the equivalent of go pound sand. I will stick with more reputable or products of higher quality regardless of whether one must pay extra, because this chair is going to, if I recover the chair, which to be honest with you, I doubt that I will do at this stage. If I were to recover that chair, it would cost me more than a chair from Henderson, which I know to be high quality. Many, many years ago, before I left the country, that's the reason I was buying new furniture. I had sold most of my Henderson pieces, and I had Henderson leather chairs that lasted for 30 years without any of the problems that have emerged with this. Now, of course, a much more expensive chair, but I guess you get what you pay for.
Well, Mr. Warren, if Lazy Boy, for example, right now decided to pick up the phone and call you and offer you anything in the world to make you feel better about the situation, is there anything they can do for you right this moment?
Well, they could replace the chair in a covering that will last. They could recover this chair in a covering that would last. But short of that, there really is nothing that they could do at this stage. The only option they discussed with me was that maybe, as I said, I could buy another chair at a reduced cost, moderately discounted. My recollection is that the consumer rep at the corporation said that sometimes they could work replacing parts of the chair with the same fabric. I don't want that because that fabric obviously does not perform. Or leather, I should say, does not perform. So I mean, if other franchisees of Lazy Boy on your site, when people have, or another site where customers have commented, the particular franchisee at its own cost picked up the defective chair and replaced it at its own cost. This particular franchisee does not maintain those business practices, obviously. Located at Newport Richey, Florida, it is the only Lazy Boy franchisee in Newport Richey, and it's located at 5808 US Highway Route 19 in Newport Richey, Florida.
Thank you, Mr. Warren. Got it, got it. Also, one more detail that I would like to clarify. You did mention a couple of other furniture companies that you've dealt with over the course of your experience in buying leather furniture and leather goods. So you did consider competitors, so to say, of Lazy Boy, correct? Who did you consider?
Well, when I bought the Lazy Boy chair that I have, I really did not consider competitors because having had a positive experience years ago with a previous Lazy Boy chair, I felt that shopping with competitors was not necessary. Also, it was represented to me that this was an American-made product, made in the United States. I have my suspicions, however, based on what the consumer rep at the corporation told me, that product might have been imported. And it's my recollection that Lazy Boy advertises as being American-made products. If this is an imported product, well, then you would have a situation that would be an inaccuracy in advertising. Or if I really were angry, one could argue that that was consumer fraud in the inducement to purchase the product, if that were an imported product where they advertise American-made only products. But to me, that's not worth the bother. I would much rather just get rid of this chair and save my money and go buy something of high quality.
Mr. Warren, what would you say motivated you the most to go online and tell your story on our website, just to let everybody know about your experience?
When the headrest leather disintegrated and exposed the interior stuffing of the chair. And then when I went to Lazboy, and the manager at the local store, in my opinion, was obnoxious. And I mulled it over, and after talking to the consumer rep at the corporation headquarters, she was much more polite, but really could offer nothing of value. I mulled it over for a few days and said, I really should warn the rest of the public. And as my brother told me, there is nothing more rewarding than a scathing review. And that's all I could do.